Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop. JoJo, what's going on this evening?
Well, it's a nice day today. Did you get to enjoy the weather?
Well, I enjoyed it a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera kind of positioned here. Yeah, it was a beautiful day. And you know what? It was actually beautiful yesterday.
Good, good. Does that mean you got some nice water timing yesterday?
Well, we didn't really get water time. Um, it was more out of water time, but Mike did get his waders on, and at first I thought he was a little delirious because I thought he's going to go try scuba diving in his waders, but he was just sanding their handrail.
Good, good. I see the pictures of that. Absolutely loving the finishing touches.
Oh, it's I'm glad to say I seen Mike's in here. We've all worked hard on it, and to see it finally has come together. We're 99.235% done with it. It's you can go diving off of it right now.
Oh yeah, it's like an edge board. I think you got some tie wires to put on there. Uh, yeah, you're there.
Oh
Another few
yeah,
hours, it's
yeah.
done.
Still got to get the. I'm trying to adjust my mic because my audio sounds like it's a little low. But anyway, yeah, no, it's showing it's up. Okay,
I can be fine.
okay. Well, it may just be low in my headset. Uh, it aggravates me when I can't hear myself. But anyway, yes,
Hearing
the ramp.
yourself, or you hearing those voices in your head?
I, it's one of the two. I don't know. But Mike just said the ramp angle is much better. Yes, it is. Like I said, I mean you could go jump off of it right now, get back on. I mean you could totally use it.
But yeah, well, we put it all together and it was like 45 degrees. You about needed a rope to climb back up it.
Put an escalator down, come
Yeah,
up and down.
it's fun going down and just slide, but come
Oh
back up.
yeah. Well, I remember, when we first got it up to the ledge, you know, taking stuff down on the dock, we were sliding it down the ramp. I think Brian even ended up just sliding down down
Yeah,
it.
he did.
But if you remember the old dock was kind of the same way when the water was low. When the water was normal, it wasn't bad, but it was 2 feet longer, I believe, than the original one that we built and put on the new one. But me and Mike was able to handle it yesterday. We got an extra 8 feet added, so it's a total of a 16-foot walkway. Uh, super, super. It looks great.
Yes, it does. uh, Good work there. Now we just need to move the platform over.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the platform, the tie offs for our side mount guys to be able to tie their side mount tanks off. So yeah, just a few little finishing touches, and we'll be there.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to go buy some eye bolts.
I just bought two at Lowe's yesterday, so. Mr. Todd Ransford's in here. Good evening, sir. Always a pleasure seeing you join us. Uh, we've got a couple of more projects we're going to be working on before season starts, and if they go like the doc did, we should have no problems getting them done. I mean, realistically, we started the doc what 4 weekends ago.
Yeah, we had a lot of people just come together and made that thing
Oh yeah.
fly together, smooth over like butter. It was nice. If we can get three more of those projects we have with Penny done, we kind of want to clean up down at the bottom a little bit, get a little bit more space. I
Yep.
know we have a project, I think, for the bathroom we have installed.
Yep.
So, you know, if we can knock at least two of the three out of those done, I mean, I think we got
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good. the season.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Miss Emily is in here. Good evening. Do you have a project planned for next off season? Uh, oh, it's Chad. Oh, it's Chad. Okay. It threw me off there for a second. Well, good evening, Chad, her husband. Yeah, we always have projects that we plan. I don't know what we're going to plan for next off season. We're just trying to get through this off season first. I know we
We
had planned, huh?
so we really base it on what's needed from the season we went through because we're growing so much.
Exactly. I know we had initially planned, we were wanting to get started on the new edition. But of course, there was a couple of other, aspects like the dock, which was hugely missed last season, that we absolutely had to get done. And I think our tech divers are going to love the new dock. I know anybody who's doing deep dives, they can go right in, right off of that dock. The 20-foot suspended platform is going to be right off of that dock. So you've got a great staging area when you do your safety stops or before you drop down. It's going to be it's all coming together really nicely, and it's beautiful. I love the way it turned out.
Yeah, and once Brian gets done, there'll be a tech ladder onto it, getting you all the way to the bottom.
Yep, the deco ladder will be going
Yeah,
on. I think the deco ladder is going to be at 10-foot increments all the way to the bottom. So you've got know what depth you're at if you're doing a deco stop. For our tech divers who are doing deco diving, they'll have that ladder there they can use to reference to hold off. And so yeah. Mr. CJ Pierce is in the house. Good evening, sir, along with Mr. Frank Winstead. Welcome, guys. Glad you could tune in with us. We missed last Monday because, well, frankly, we were getting ready for the winter weather that was coming in, and so we didn't get home until about 8:30. And I didn't leave the house from 8:30 Monday night to Friday morning. School was out the whole week. I mean, it was one of those. You'd have swore there was 2 feet of snow outside, but it was
wow,
slick here.
you must have got more than what I got.
Yeah, it was
What-
it was slick here.
First day was kind of rough. Second day was pretty much all melted.
Well, yeah. Now see, we got a second round uh, the next day, so we
It
got
rained. We
huh?
got rain. We got rain.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of stuff going on. So I figured we just carry that over to this week. Of course, like I said, the doc last week was still had a few things for anybody who's coming in. The doc is really it's ready to dive. Other than some signage that we're going to put on it, some of the cosmetic stuff. But the other big things that's going on, of course, July, the event we have in July is um, Women's Dive Day, and we've been working on it a little bit. We finally have the theme for Women's Dive Day. Jojo, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh,
You're
okay.
talking.
You was just awfully still and you didn't say anything. It's like,
I'm
uh,
listening.
so Women's Dive Day. Last couple of years we've done like a luau type theme with the pavilions and all that. Well, uh, thanks to talking about this on the show, and I can't remember. I have to go back. I think it was 3 weeks ago. Um we talked about it here on Safety Stop, and somebody posted, "How about a disco theme?" So that got us to thinking. Okay, I know me and Joe talked, I think, last weekend About the disco ball in the quarantainer,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But the theme for Women's Dive Day 2023 is diving through the decades. So I think it's going to be pretty cool as far as the theme. They're going to decorate some of the pavilions in different era, 70s, 80s, 90s, uh, stuff like that. And of course, diving through the decades wouldn't be complete without an underwater disco ball.
Yeah, I've already been put in charge of making disco ball waterproof.
Yeah, I mean that's how cool is that going to be though? Like we can decorate the quarantainer uh, in like 70s disco. That would be like cool.
Or watch, you're gonna have an era for every dive site out there for a loop or something.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean the logistics are already underway, so yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool event. Mike says bell bottom jeans and tall hair. Okay.
Go for it. I want to see some of these. I know there's some out there, these vintage double hose regulators and stuff coming back out.
There is, and he's an instructor, frequent diver at the park, Mr. Tom Seguin, and this man he is a collector of double hosed regulators. He's got originals. He's got some of the newer models that are custom makes. But these things are really cool. I think last time I talked to him, it was close to 30 of them. I mean, he's just got a collection. And so, yeah, I mean, even, not even the double hosed regulators, but think back to the 80s, and I know you've seen pictures, the different colored wetsuits, like the
Oh
hot
yeah,
pinks and the blues, and if we
I
go back
remember those suckers. They didn't stretch worth a darn. They were
oh no,
literally
no,
rubber
they're
suits.
penguin suits. Yeah, penguin suits. But it's bring out the. I know we've got some in our collection. The old horse collars, not no BCs. When they had the backpacks, and I know we've still got some of the old, like a couple of the old J valves. Where you had to pull the reserve down. Uh, so, we're going to dip into our collection a little bit and see, what kind of cool things we can bring out for the diving through the decades. But we're also, I told Krista the other day, going to talk with the, uh, oh, shoot. It just, yeah. Anyway, uh, the Women Divers Hall of Fame. That's what I was trying to think of. Because we're going to research, some of the women divers through the decades, that had an impact on the industry, on scuba, and through the '80s, through the '90s, 2000s, um, you know, women in the sport, there's been more getting into it, and so I think it's a cool thing, and uh, it looks like my screen is froze.
Well, uh, you look like you're moving to me.
Well, I know it is, but yeah, I don't. Uh, okay, I don't know. I've got three different previews. I'm sorry. I've got YouTube on one screen. I've got our Facebook feed on another, and then I'm looking at my main console screen. So
Well,
my
you
huh?
bring in the famous ladies. A lot of these, a lot of the famous gentlemen divers we have. A lot of their wives and stuff are also divers, and they're on their support team and
Oh
knows
yeah.
more of the details than most of the other teams do. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
they're a
But it's
big impact on what's going on.
yeah, and but like I said, diving through the decades is going to be the theme of it, and so once we get more information, the closer we get, we'll be putting that out there. But yeah, I mean, it's Of course, Women's Dive Day is probably our biggest event. Uh, we've got, I know one thing for sure, Ocean Reef, the full face mask company. We're going to have an Ocean Reef rep there on Women's Dive Day. He's going to have a full face mask for divers to kind of play with and try out. So that'll be pretty cool. Um, yeah, I mean, I know last year we had like 120 participants in the event, and that's just the event. That wasn't classes and regular, just divers coming in just to dive. So, uh, we're planning for even more this year. So, hopefully, Mother Nature will not do what she done to us a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest attendance we've ever had was that day. We had the worst visibility ever.
Oh yeah, where we had the like the monsoon the day
Yes.
before. Yeah, had water shooting out of the high walls. It was crazy. Uh, let's see, what else did I have on my?
Georgia Aquarium?
Oh yes, I'm glad you said that. Yes. So the Georgia Aquarium trip that we had scheduled for last season, and of course Krista ended up having to have shoulder surgery, and we had to postpone that. But it is back on, and it is scheduled for September the 16th, I believe. Um 15th or 16th. I know it's a Saturday. Um, Let me just double check my dates real quick here. It is the 16th. So it'll be the third Saturday in September. I know right now I have one that signed up immediately off the bat. I've still got several spaces left. If anybody's interested in whale sharks, Crystal will be leading that trip down to the Georgia Aquarium. It is a simple 1 day. JoJo, I've even got pictures of you and a video of you doing a little jig in the aquarium.
The, the aquarium is very nice. I don't think that, a 30-minute dive is all you're getting because you get to enjoy the entire aquarium all day. So, and then the dive is just like the cherry on top of your hot fudge sundae there.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah.
absolutely wonderful. I'm a big manta ray fan, favorite animal, and as soon as I walked into that room and seen one jump out of the water, I was shaking.
Did you scream like a schoolgirl?
Oh yeah,
Oh goodness.
yeah, my eyes were wide open the whole time. And then we just stopped right there in the middle of the aquarium with all the skates just sitting on the bottom, and you were watching the whale shark swim around, and the manta was swimming around. Yeah, for
Yeah.
30 minutes, heck of a freaking wall to your nervous system.
Oh yeah. Well, and which I've never done the Georgia Aquarium. I've done Epcot, and absolutely loved Epcot. Of course, they don't have the whale sharks,
Yeah.
uh, but I did notice just in Epcot, and it's probably the same way at Georgia Aquarium. Once you get in there and you get that initial shock factor after the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then you kind of focus on when they take you around to the big viewing window, and you kind of focus in on the people,
Mhm.
and that was my biggest thing. I won't ever forget. We were in Epcot. I think you were there. I don't remember if you was there or not.
Yeah.
Well, it was before Krista got certified.
Oh, that
So
was before then. Crystal
uh,
was on our trip.
okay, so it was before Krista got certified, and it may have been at a DEMA when we went to DEMA in Orlando one year. But anyway, so she was going to take pictures of us because she wasn't certified through the viewing area when we come by and come up and everything. So, long story short, I get up to the window. Of course, there's all these people and the kids, and I'm using my hands. And all these kids, and that's what really focused my attention. The sharks and turtles and rays and stuff they had. I'd done seen them. Now I was like honed in on the people, and it was like cool. And
Oh yeah,
I remember,
that's a good one for people playing. I guess
yeah,
you'd call it. Oh, I was watching this couple. They're just eating their dinner, and I'm sitting over there looking at them, just looking at them and look at me like, "What?
yeah,
Can I have some?" I mean, crashing
but
their dinner.
yeah, but I remember, and I'll never forget this. I found Krista. She was behind a couple of people, so she made her way up to the window. She had my regular digital camera, and she was trying to take pictures of us while we were in the tank. And I won't forget. I turned around because Dad was with us, and there's a couple of others, and I was trying to get their attention to come over. And when I turned back around, Krista wasn't there, and this little Asian guy, was sitting there just like waving. And it was like, dude, you're not my wife.
Yeah, getting up there playing with the kids, absolute blast.
Oh yeah, yeah. But Georgia Aquarium is awesome. Like I said, I've never done it myself. I've got to watch the videos from the past groups that have went through, and it wonderful dive. It's a day trip. You can make a weekend trip out of it. Diving on Saturday, you can drive up the night before, stay the night, do the dive, come home, or you can drive up that morning, do the afternoon dive, stay that night, make a weekend trip out of it. Great trip to do.
Hmm.
And the
Yeah.
cool and the cool thing is that they also have, we don't have it on our packages, but they have the predator dive. So if you have any family members that are not certified, they can still participate in the predator tank on Snuba, full face mask, and they've got a guide in the cage. It takes you around. So it's a really good way for people who are not certified to be able to have that immersive experience at the aquarium.
Yes, sir. I did that one. That was all right.
Well, I think it's a big difference when you're already certified. You've been in the ocean. It's
Yeah. Well,
different.
what my playground is with sharks, and they're like, "Ooh, vicious sharks." I'm looking at them going, "No, they're puppies. Now,
Yeah.
come on."
But let's see. Yeah, I mean it is. It's a fantastic day trip. Speaking of trips, I think you and I know Brian's already beat y'all down there.
He's
Yeah,
already down there doing his thing.
yeah. I know he's already. He's already. I talked to him Friday night, and I thought you guys were all heading out Wednesday. I didn't know that he was heading out Saturday morning, but fixing to go spend a few days in the Springs.
Yeah, I gotta save up vacation time for other events during the summer, so I kind of can't take off that much time.
Yeah.
But I'll be heading out for, Wednesday morning to meet him down there, do some diving Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and we're gonna go play in some of the cavern areas and yeah, do some other things that we typically don't go to. He's a big caver, so he knows all the little secrets.
Yeah. Yeah, well, good places to go down there. Which the good thing about that area is there's multiple places that, multiple springs that you can dive. Not necessarily cave or cavern. If you're certified, great, or if you're doing training classes. But, Manatee Springs was pretty awesome when we were down there a couple of years ago. Of course, Blue Grotto's down there. Jenny's down there, Jenny Springs. So I mean, there's a ton of places within an hour drive, of
Yeah,
each other. So real easy to do. You could do a couple places a day, but Devil's Den's down there, and so yeah, good way to break up the winter monotony.
I'm ready. I got bags everywhere. I've been
uh,
going through, lubing up my O rings, making sure everything got new strap fins or straps on my uh, fins. Are finally upgraded the spring fins at that.
yeah, that was pretty funny. You trying to get those little or those fins on when y'all we were working on the dock the other day.
It was.
Nothing like
Anyway,
your own fins.
how old do you think those straps were that I just replaced?
Ah, good trivia question for tonight. You know, we done this 2 weeks ago, right after you tested out your new dry suit. So I guess the question for tonight, and it's 8:30, so we'll give it 20, 25 minutes.
Give
Uh,
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay. Yeah, we'll give it 20 minutes at 8:50 we'll say. But how old was JoJo's fin straps? Were they a year old? Were they 5 years old? Were they 10 years old? Were they 30 years old? Let's see how long JoJo's fin straps lasted. Let's see. I don't know if I don't have any comments, but last one I'm showing is 5 minutes ago. So, uh, how old was JoJo's fin straps? Good question. I know you've been diving them for a while, so but
Yeah,
I don't even know if I know the answer to that one. I
been
knew the
diving
answer.
for a while, and
I
they
was gonna say
finally broke.
I knew the answer to the weight, how much weight. I already knew that one, but this one here, I don't know. Good question. I wish there was a way I could put it up on the screen. I
I'll
might
put it
be.
in the chat.
Oh, you gonna put it in this? We got one. We got one guess. Let's see. Here, let's do it this way. Uh, Maybe.
Hopefully, I think it's spelled broke wrong, but you know,
Well, you know.
it wouldn't be me if I wasn't misspelling something.
Oh, yeah, don't have autocorrect. Let's see how. Oh, I was gonna try to put this up here, but this thing is just like slow for some reason. I don't know if it needs a refresh or what. All right, let's see. How old was Joe's fin straps?
You try some of that new technology you got over there.
Well, I'm gonna. Will it? Uh, I don't know if it'll work or not, but we're gonna try it and see. Let's do. Oh, okay. It put it in between Monday night and safety stop. Hey, I don't mess with the software very often, so uh, yeah, it's yeah. Let's see. How old were my fin straps before they broke?
Yeah, I looked at it. There you go. Misspelled it. And like they got an edit feature, I think, on there. So
Oh goodness! All right, looks like Dad just tuned in. Where did my screen go? I swear.
somewhere in the Ethernet.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why. It's like this thing is lagging for some reason, and it shouldn't. So I don't know. I don't know if it's doing a test or whatnot. All right, are you keeping up with the guesses, JoJo?
I need to. I
Yeah, I
guess
was
I
going
can
to say
find
we
something.
have 5 years. Michael says 8 or 9. Of course, Dad says I'm watching. Emily has said 3.5. So yeah, got some good
Like
guesses there.
these kids don't know where the heck leave pins at, so I'm always freaking looking for pins.
All right, I'm moving the question like right above us.
Shout out to IHOppers, thank you for the pin.
That's a shout out right there. uh, Mine says paper mate. uh, let's see. Dad wants to know what are we guessing? All right. So the question is on the screen. How Joe just replaced his fin straps. He had a problem trying to find fin straps for his fins because of the new dry suit. So the question is, how old was Joe's fin straps before they broke? That's the question. See if we can guess what how old JoJo's fin strap. What were they? Just standard fin straps, Joe?
Standard fin straps, and if you don't remember, Warren Rotan, one of them finally went out.
I do remember that because you was like we was like scrambling on the boat trying to figure out how to fix it.
Yeah, because it wasn't just a standard fin strap you could replace. So
Yes, yes.
we band-aided it up though and got on my way. And it took me this long to find a fin strap to replace it with.
Well, let's see. Roatan was in October, so October to February.
Yep. I
Yeah,
actually
that's good.
had an order in for the original ones, but Scuba Pro said they discontinued it and I couldn't get them.
Oh, okay. So Dad guessed 9 years. Let's see. All right. All right. So I'm going to leave the question up on the screen, just above us. Actually, it's like right there. I may be able to touch it. Nope, I can't. uh, but the question: how old was Joe's fin straps? So got some pretty good guesses. Are we doing the prices right thing again? One day, Bob. I'll take one day.
Yeah. 90 years, one day.
I'm
I
gonna
got
take.
2 days. I
I'm
got
gonna.
2 days.
I'm gonna take Emily's answer of 3.5 years. I want to put 3.5 years in one day. And of course, it looks like we got Cowboy in the room. I sure am missing some of that barbecue. You know that, Joe?
Yeah, I'm glad he fed us that one day when we were down there working, but that was like 2 weeks ago. I need more.
I know. It's just like this time of year. You just can't get the quality barbecue pulled pork, the diver dog. Oh, the
Yeah.
master diver dog. Oh yeah. I'm really excited for the season to start and having access to those again. So, hello, Cowboy.
It's really hard to find a good barbecue. I probably ate at a million spots. And, there's like three I can pick off my hand, and none of them were within a 2 hour drive of here.
Oh yeah. Well, the ribs. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't eaten anything. The pulled pork, the diver dog, the master diver dog, the ribs, the brisket. He's only done it once, but everything that he has brought down there and I have sampled has been wonderful. So it's a great in between dive, uh, snack meal, whatever you want to call it. uh,
Yeah, I make sure we go to the bank and pull out some cash just for him before we come down. So,
Mike says he already had dinner, but now he's hungry again. See, Cowboy, you got everybody, just itching for some barbecue. So won't be long.
he'll be back down in the spring, and I'll be smelling as that smoker cooking.
Oh yeah. Well, I think I looked today, and of course, Our website has our countdown timer to the season, and it said 60 days. So we are 60 days away from opening weekend. I'm pretty sure it's what it said.
60 days. We got a lot of work to do.
I know. You figured that's only 2 months. You know, the exact time 2023 season starts in 60 days, 6 hours, and 18 minutes. I'm not going to mess with the seconds because, it counts down every second. But we're at 40 seconds right now. So, yeah, 60 days doesn't seem like, or it seems like, it's still an eternity away. But in reality, it'll be here before you know it.
It will be. Then we'll be off to warmer weather shortly after.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm really ready to test out the new dock. Uh, yeah. I mean, I just
Oh,
can't.
yeah. I thought it was great when I tested it out.
Yeah. Get my underwater camera rig out. Get some pictures of it. How easy it is going to be coming in and out of the water. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a great asset, and of course, like I said, I think the technical divers are really going to enjoy it. The folks who are going to be on the west end, who are west end of the pavilion area, a whole lot more room, more stable than the old dock. Um, and of course, more than one person can come out of the water at a time. That's the wonderful thing. The old
I had
dock.
a feeling it's going to be such a big hit. You're going to be putting one on the other end.
Well, when we were building it and we had it over there, I mean,
It's fine.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, it was awesome there.
We know how to build it now.
Yeah, we got a blueprint. We got a mic. Of course, we can't just say that because dive master from Island Hoppers, Mr. Sean Bowen, who normally jumps in on here. He come in and helped out one day. Instructor Rob Ball come in, helped out. And that day when both of them were there, all of us were there working on it. We got all the frame and stuff done. So, it really helped out. And then, just getting it decked and all that didn't take long to do.
I came in that next weekend. We did the stairs and we
Yep.
started the decking. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got it is 8:43, so there's 7 minutes left before Joe's going to tell us how old his fin straps were. So, are you going to throw out any hints, Joe?
I'm going to say everybody needs to go up.
Well, I done told
Just
I,
saying. Go
I
up.
said I said 3.5 years plus a day. Oh goodness. So yeah, so we've of course talked about the biggest news. The dock is finally taking shape and for the most part ready to use. The Georgia Aquarium trip, September 16th. There was something. Oh, Women's Dive Day. We've touched on that coming up. Of course, we'll have more information and stuff coming out on that. The
I
closer
really
we
need
get.
to get a weekend dive trip for beginning of August or something together. Any ideas? I'd be happy to listen.
Oh
Get
yeah.
another one on the calendar.
Let's see. Frank says they were made out of dinosaur leather.
They use some good stuff. I'll give them that. Hence why I try to get the originals back again.
Well, it's hard to find quality anymore.
You compare to your, you compare
uh,
those straps to the standard strap.
Emily
Yeah,
Emily
the quality
says
is much
Emily
better.
says shark tooth in Florida.
Shark, I can do that. What megalodon? I know a guy on that one.
You know a guy.
Know a guy on that one.
uh,
Yeah, it'd be river diving, but yeah, muck diving.
well, Venice be somewhere around Venice that you can.
Yeah, you can do it around Venice. You can North Carolina, South Carolina. They all go out to those ridges, and they're just littered with them.
Yeah.
So
Preferably warmer water.
hey, I know a guy right now that could take me out on a pontoon boat and say jump in, and we can fill around for shark's teeth or alligators,
Now,
whichever one you want to
now, Joe, you remember what happened last time we jumped on a pontoon boat in Florida?
do.
I will never do that again. Luckily, I think that company is finally way long out of business.
Yeah, I would like to go back out to North Carolina, but they raised the price substantially.
Oh, did they?
They did, and it's like I don't think I can ask somebody to pay 9,000 to a grand just to go diving a weekend.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
Well,
it goes an extra 40 bucks a dive. So,
well, I mean, you figure it. If you're talking $1,000 for 2 days, I mean, you throw a couple extra $100 in there, you can go to Cozumel for a week.
yes, exactly. So it's kind of hard to swallow that pill at that price.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also you got to look at the submarine, the U boat. That's a big draw, and
It is.
yeah,
It
and I
is.
mean, that's kind of like the Oriskany when we dove it when they first sunk it, and it was a little pricey, but it was a long way to get there, and so but it was worth it. That's the thing. It was worth it because I'll never forget we dove it 3 months after they sunk it, and the first 20 foot I was thinking we're not going to see this thing until we hit it. I'm like, all right, I'm just waiting for the conning tower to jump out and hit me because I mean the visibility was horrible. But once we got down about 20 foot, I mean, it opened up and you could see the tower, you could see part of the deck. I mean, beautiful dive. And actually, that was in, I think, 2006, if I'm not mistaken. I come across my video that I shot when we dove it. And so it pretty cool going back, as my son would say, nostalgic.
It is. Of course, visibility there was about 80 feet. So you get 10 feet under and you can about pretty much see the wreck.
Yeah.
And of course, you had on the sharks, and then to Emily's effort, shark teeth. I, won't, I didn't say we got any, but I will say that they're all over the place.
Yeah. All right, JoJo, we got a minute left. It is 8:49. So get those final guesses in. If anybody else wants to guess how old Joe's fin straps were when they broke, we'll do a. Got a minute left. Is anybody close?
No, it's kind of like I figured nobody would be close, and I said I needed 50 pounds of lead. 48,
Yeah,
whatever.
but we
Sounds
had some
wild,
close.
but
We had
yeah,
some
but they
close
were
guesses
close.
on that.
I actually had some right answers. So
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Last chance. You want to change your guess or? Oh, all right. Dad changed his. He went from 9 years to 12 years. If anybody wants to make a last minute change, now's the time to do it. Uh, Mike says, wild
Like
guess,
with
20
the
years. All right. All right, JoJo. Tell us. Emily just threw. Emily and Frank just threw them up there. They've changed theirs. Is anybody gotten close?
we're getting closer.
We're getting closer. All right. Okay, so with Frank's 12 years and 1 day, JoJo, how old was your fin straps?
So I bought those fins back in 2002 when I first started diving.
Okay,
21 years.
21 years. Fin straps lasting 21 years. That's pretty good. And you dive a
And
lot.
yeah, I do. And I'm looking over my fins, replacing the strap on, going, these fins still, they're not dry rotted. They're work just fine. They don't got any pits or anything or any cracking. So
Well, and
I got
and
my
it,
$200 out of those.
oh yeah. Well, and it's one of those things too. If you take care of your equipment, you maintenance it, you keep it taken care of, it'll last you a long time. May not last you 20 years, but it's going to last. You're not going to be buying stuff like every year. So very very important to keep your gear maintained.
Oh yeah, I mainly buy gear because I find something shiny.
Oh yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, I think it will be here tomorrow. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I'll throw this real quick because I know we're counting down here. Um, but Hollis come out with the Black Katana, a limited edition.
Yes, I do.
I've got three of them.
Darn
uh,
it!
they will be here. I got the notification last week. It said they're supposed to have been here today, but then I checked it, and it said scheduled for tomorrow. So yeah, yep,
The Katana 2 has been a good one for the handful of dives I've done on it so far.
yeah. Well, and really
Yeah.
the only difference between the Katana 2 and the Katana 2 Black, number one, it's a limited edition. I think they're only making so many of them. Uh, but if they go over well, I have a feeling they'll probably add that to the line. At least I hope so. You're red, Chad. Yours will be here along with the blacks, so they'll be here tomorrow as well. Chad ordered a set up side mount rig, and so when I ordered his, I'm like, "Do y'all have any of those blacks left?" And they're like, "Yeah." Okay, send me three. I'm gonna start putting mine together. So, uh,
Yeah, you're gonna have your own side mount rig and a new dry suit coming, won't
one of these days. One of these days.
you?
Oh goodness! All right. Well, it is 8:55, and as always, JoJo, do you have any final thoughts?
Oh, I'm just mentally getting ready for this week. I got some challenging dives coming up, and I'll be looking forward to coming back next Monday and sharing some of those with y'all. So
That's going to be awesome. Make sure you take pictures.
I will try. I got a lot of new gear, so trying
Well,
to do a lot of new gear plus a camera rig might be difficult.
well, as long as you get pictures of your new fin straps and your new dry suit, you know.
There we go. I got my camera. I'm taking it. We'll see what happens. If it's too
Mike
cumbersome, I take it.
Mike says
Got it.
upgrade to the all black limited. It took him a second on that one.
Oh, barely got a scratch on my for the one I just got.
Got to break it in first, right? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Well, I was thinking there was one more thing I was going to, briefly talk about. Um, let's see. We talked about the dock, women's dive. I'm trying to mentally think. Um, the aquarium. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see when you guys get back from Florida. What which project we're going to tackle next. So,
Hmm.
which I'm going to be there Sunday doing some work, but yeah, our main construction crew won't be back for a couple of weeks, so or at least not this weekend. But anywho, I think that's all I've got.
Alrighty.
So, all right. Well, let me get back to my screen here. Let's see. Dad says I ran across some photos today. You need to put on here. Guess when? Oh Lord. I'm gonna say probably from probably opening '94 to early 2000s, 2003, 2004, which I've got some old photos. I think we've got them on an album in on our main page. I think the album's called Looking Back. Uh, but oh yeah, I'd love, just seeing photos of the park then to now. Um, it's amazing. The thing that all the divers have built over the years, just by coming and visiting the park, allowing us to build a great facility. Uh, and yeah, some of these photos, probably ones I've been looking for a while. I knew we had them, but I just didn't know where they were. Now I do. Oh goodness. Well, I'll have to, Dad. I'll have to get them, and then I'll have to scan them or take pictures of them to get them digitized. Then I can show them. So I'll get them from you, and then I can work on those when I don't have anything else going on.
We're supposed to have a project in the making for be ready by May, ain't it?
Which project?
March. The map.
March.
March.
Yeah.
All right, so
Well,
that's coming up real quick. We probably need to get something moved.
yeah, they're working on it. Matter of fact, he sent me a another proof sometime last week. It's coming together. It's looking good. A few tweaks, and of course, he's still got to add a lot of more stuff to it. But so far, it's looking good, and I believe it's going to look really nice on slates. So I can't wait to see the final product.
Yeah. So that might be the next thing we need to focus on, because that'll be here shortly.
Yeah, that it will. All right, guys. Well, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of Monday Night Safety Stop. JoJo, I hope you guys enjoy Florida. I'll be jealous and envious because I was supposed to be going, but family obligations, I'm not able to. Not worrying about it. It's all good. And, you know, even though the wife said, well, you can go, it's our son. No. But anyway, want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. Always a pleasure being able to sit here and talk all things scuba and the park, things going on. Uh, Thank you guys for tuning in with us. JoJo, we'll catch you guys and look forward to some interesting tales from Florida. No interesting you're not going to tell interesting tales?
Oh, I thought you was your cutout line. I thought you were cutting it off.
Oh, well, I'm getting ready to, but I'm just, I figured you would
Yes,
like chime in there.
detail. We'll come back and we'll say how Michael didn't. We got fed the piranhas or something. I don't know.
Joe missed the cue. It's okay. It's the lack of nitrogen in his system. That's what it was. All right, guys. Until next Monday night, we look forward to hearing about the Florida trip recap from Joe next Monday night, right here on the Penny Royal Divers Group Monday Night Safety Stop. We'll catch you guys next week.
We are the kings of the